Good morning and welcome to this Bitcoin stroke cryptocurrency analysis. I haven't done one in a while, but I thought it's important right now for people out there that are maybe hearing about the hype of Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, Trump being for crypto, Elon Musk creating his new Doge, which has nothing to do with cryptocurrency. But I thought it would just be interesting for us to have a quick look at it. And excuse all these lines everywhere. This is just always me. I'll explain this as we get into the video, but just excuse the lines. We'll go over to the US dollar one because it's got less lines on it. All right. So with that said, let's just have a quick talk about what my quick thoughts are on the cryptocurrency, and then I'll get into it. So right now, the US dollar Bitcoin is approaching the 100k. Now it hasn't got there yet, so let's have a quick scroll in. It hasn't got there yet, and whereas let's just draw a line on the 100k, and this is a very much a psychological line, all right? And I'm guessing there's going to be, I don't think I need to guess, I think I know there's going to be lots of people selling their Bitcoin at 100k just for the sake of being able to say, I bought at 50 or I bought at 30 and I sold at 100k. You know, it's this psychological thing saying it's on Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm guessing next Thursday or something like that. And people will be wanting to sell their Bitcoin at 100k, knowing they, you know, if they've tripled it, maybe they sell a third of it. If they've doubled it, maybe they sell 50% of it. Or if they've quadrupled it, maybe they sell 25% of it, or something like that. But I'm guessing there's going to be a sell-off on at 100k. Now I'm guessing there's going to be lots of people shorting Bitcoin at 100k as well. I think that's super dangerous because you know, when you short something like that, it can be, there's the infinite amount of price that it can go up for you to lose, whereas, you know, you could long this and yeah, you could just hope that it comes back down again. Now, buy the rumor, sell the news. What was the rumor right now? Well, the rumor was that Trump is behind Bitcoin. Well, it's not a rumor. We know that he is behind Bitcoin, and he's got Elon Musk stood beside him. And Elon Musk is a big fan of cryptocurrencies already. So that's not a rumor. We know that. We've known that already, and we know that the Biden team, they're against cryptocurrency. They've tried to get rid of cryptocurrency and so on. So we know that come January the 20th that you've got an American government pro Bitcoin. So, and we've also got an American government that's pro debasing the dollar to make it cheaper for other people. If that's going to work, that's another thing. That's a Federal Reserve in America not wanting to debase the currency. And then you've got a president who wants to use other business techniques, which I don't know how he's going to do it. But anyway, he actually wants to publicly say, I want to debase the dollar to make it more lucrative to other people or make it nicer for other people to buy. So this would mean that the people with lots of money that invest their money all the time, they're going to take their money out of the dollar because it's going to get weakened. So they put it into something that is more risk on, right? And so the right now, are the people putting their money into Bitcoin? Are they putting it into crypto? Are they putting it into gold? Because they see that the dollar is going to be debased and all of the other things are going to be enhanced. They're going to increase their value. So this could be the catalyst here come January, February, whatever, or Thanksgiving, December. Now I've just had a brief look, and it looks like, you know, the Christmas time can be a nice time for it, but I can contradict that, saying Christmas time has also been a bad time for it. So we could cherry pick our reasons for this. So right now, if you were thinking about getting into Bitcoin, should you get into it? Right, here is the easiest answer. The easiest answer is that if you have, let's say, $5,000 and you want to put, and this is disposable funds. So if you have $5,000 and that should mean you should have, say, at least $50,000 in savings, right? I'm making numbers up here, but you shouldn't risk all of your money in Bitcoin. That there, if you've got $50,000 in savings, then you would put, say, 10% into Bitcoin, right? And then you put some other money into something else and so on, because don't risk all your money in Bitcoin. It is so volatile that you don't want to see your life savings go down the drain 1 year, which it can happen. And it will happen, and then the next year it doubles and triples or whatever, right? I bought Bitcoin here, full transparency. I bought Bitcoin back in what year? Yeah, don't want that. I bought Bitcoin. Let's just get rid of that. I bought Bitcoin. Full transparency. Where are we here? July, August, December. So around about here, right? This is where I bought Bitcoin. Actually, no, it went up. September, there, October. Yeah, bought it around about there, and it went up. No, it was here. Sorry, here we are. Yeah, around about here, this point here, and I saw. I obviously saw this break and I saw it come down a little bit, and I was like, let's buy into it whilst it's coming down. And then it started going down, and then we saw this journey coming all the way down to here. Big mistake, didn't buy any here, but fair enough, learn from that. So, but we had our Bitcoin here, right? And so our Bitcoin is nearly doubled right now. It's like yeah. Anyway, but then when it came to here, round about the 70,000. Well, let's just I'm looking at the dollars amount, but I sold a little bit around about here, a little bit around about here, here, and here. So it had been in there more than a year, first of all. So all the capital gains and stuff had depleted, so I could sell it fine. And I sold some here, and I actually sold probably like at least half of it because I wanted to, because I had too much of my money in crypto, right? This was the thing, is that I'd put, like, say 80% of my money into crypto, and I didn't like that. You know, when I saw all of my money like go and lose like all of my hard savings there, that really hurt. And this whole journey really hurt me, right? It gave me some sleepless nights, but it also made me learn that you sometimes have to control that anxiety about your money, and you've got to just stay with it and keep going, and have faith in your long-term investment. Why did you do it? It was long-term, and 1 year or 6 months is not long-term. 6 years is long-term, and now we're like 3 something years or 4 something years on, and so on. My maths is never very good when I make the videos. It's really good when I'm off the camera. So the question is where are you looking at? And I'm 45. I'm shortly coming up to be 46, and I'm more looking at in 20 years time when I want to retire. I hope to retire before then, but in the event that I have to work until I'm 67 years old, then I want to know I've got that money in the future, right? And this is a long-term investment, and I'm hoping that this will be worth more than a house if I put it into a house. And the way that Bitcoin goes, it will be, you know, and I don't have all of the fees of all of the lawyers and this, that, and the other selling the houses, and I don't have to worry about the wind or the rain or the earthquakes or fire destroying my money. It's just here, all right? So that's the gamble I take, is I keep the money in. So should you buy right now? The answer is yes. Right? How much should you buy? If you've got 50,000 saving and you want to invest 10% of that money, right? Don't put it all in on one day, right? Take that money and say, okay, like for all of that 5,000, I'm going to say do 20 transactions or 40 transactions. Make it up an amount of transactions that you're happy with, okay? And then wake up on every single day at exactly the same time. Place your 5,000 onto Coinbase. That's where I would put it. Place it onto Coinbase, and then every 8 o'clock in the morning every single day, or try and find where the lowest point, where the amount of Bitcoin is at its lowest every single day, right? It's very difficult to see that, but definitely not when a stock market opens. That's not when to do it, all right? Because normally when a stock market opens, it tends to go up a little bit, or sometimes it goes down, but predominantly it goes up. So like 3:30 in European time, 8 o'clock European time. Then there's the evening time for the Asian markets and so on. Don't do it then. Do it in like a time where where you know that the bankers and the other people are selling their stuff, all right? And just buy a small amount of it every single day. And that over time will give you a better average. So sometimes you'll buy high, sometimes you'll buy medium, sometimes you will buy low, all right? Which means that long term, you're getting a good average, okay? And then once you see that you're doing well, just keep going with this. Don't get like panic about it. It's the whole point. There should be zero emotion in your transaction. Zero emotion. It should be here it is, right? And that's it. You don't have a good thought, you don't have a bad thought about it. Invest. If you have any emotion attached to that money, don't invest it. Okay? Don't invest it. And especially don't invest it into Bitcoin if you have emotion attached to that money. Now, me and my wife, we talk about this stuff all the time. We talk about if buts and maybes, right? And we don't like, both of us, we don't like having this sentence where could have, should have, would have, all right? And we don't like that. So we try and predict what we want. We try and predict what we're going to say in the future, right? About our thoughts today. And our thoughts right now is that in March this year, we managed to get out a lot of money in cryptocurrencies. We also managed to get into a bit of a saving bug, and so it really escalated our skill to save money. And we had a target of X that we wanted to reach come the end of this year. We reached that target a long time ago this year already. And we'd also said we want the target in 2025 to be Y, all right? And we were like, okay, fine, we've done really well in 2024, but we took a lot of money out of cryptocurrency. So, this is it's not realistic to say we can do the same thing in 2025 because we don't have those assets anymore that we'd already taken out. So we made another more realistic target for 2025. And we said that we've saved a good amount of money, and we've reached that target already, right? We've reached that target already for 2025 as well. So once you start getting in this savings bug, this investing bug, it's not that you make money, it's you just start spending money differently, all right? You start seeing, do I actually need this? Do I actually need it? And this is why you should attach emotions to your money that you have in the bank, right? That's hard earned money. But when you take that money and you put into crypto, you should say, this money here, I have zero emotion attached to, and I'm happy that I lose it, right? Now, on the flip side of that, I'm happy that I'm going to make money. But you still need to have, and drink some of my coffee, you still need to have a point where you say to each other, when am I going to take it out, right? When am I going to take profits? And like I just said, is that I've put this money in for retirement, all right? And I've put this money in for retirement. And did I think come back 2021 that it was going to hit 100K, $100,000, 100,000 euros or whatever? Well, lots of people said it was going to hit 100K to the moon, all of this type of stuff. Didn't believe that. Did not believe that. And now, look, we're scratching the surface of 100K. And if we start looking at this thing a little bit more mathematically, all right, and let's draw lines at the tens, okay, and let's just start at 100, okay, and we'll just going to be rough here. Let's start at 100 there, and now let's come to 1,000. Just going to be rough again. There's thousands. Let's come to 10,000. Is there, and then we come to 100,000. It's approximately there. This is logarithmic, okay? And you can see right now that it's moving more logarithmic right now. So this is a linear chart. Well, at one point we just know that the next stop is for alpha on the logarithmic level here is 1,000,000. Is there. So look, it's done this jump already. It's done this jump, and in what time frame did it do it? Well, if we're talking about 10 years, well, this jump could be easy in 10 years. Could be no problem. If you start zooming out, it looks like a big jump, but when you bring it all the way back in, all the way back in, it's had these spurts go up, right? It's had these spurts, and this is a logarithmic scale. If we come back to the normal scale again, you see how stuff changes, right? You see how things change here. That jump gets a little bit bigger, right? But this is what I'm trying to say is that you need to have a point where you want to take it out. And my time to take it out, this was on a monthly scale, right? We can go on a 3 monthly scale here as well. But these are on a quarterly scale. Is it possible on a quarterly scale? Yes. Look, it started down at 100 down here and it went all the way up, went up, and it's gone up all the time. So, but we can look at the S&P 500, we can look at the Dow Jones, we can look at the other things, and they've all just moved and gone up. They're just increasing with inflation, and they're increasing. Does Bitcoin have a store of value right now? Yes, of course it does. But has it got volatility? Yes. Other things, S&P 500, they're supposed to be non-volatile, right? They're supposed to be a little bit safer to put your money in. It's not supposed to drop by 50% in a year. It's like maybe go down 1% or down 3%, but ultimately over the year, the 2 years, it will increase in value. Okay, that's the whole point of it. So, but Bitcoin is having more and more money coming in from the bigger fund managers, the bigger whatevers, and this volatility is decreasing. We're seeing well, let's just go back to today so far. We're seeing a 0.52% increase. That's a normal increase in a stock market, but it's $500 now. If that had been if that had been a year ago, 0.5 would have been half that amount. So this change here it doesn't really matter. It's the percentage that is going up all the time. It is relevant to how much money you're making, because if you invested a long time ago, that's a big change for you now. It's lots of profit that you're getting. And if it's tripled, that you can times that by 3. And right now we can see that it's changed by 500 today. Well, that means it's doubled over time, and we've got a percentage of that one money doubled. All right. Anyway, with that said, the advice that I've got right now is to buy in slowly. All right, so buy a little bit here, and then buy here, buy here, buy here. Just keep buying into it, and once your funds have depleted that you want to put into crypto, then just leave it, And I this is my 100K video. All right, and I think that we're going to see a drop at 100K. All right, and but we're more than likely going to see a spike. So I would say that it will come up to 100K, right? And it will just flick around it. The longer Bitcoin stays around this 100K, the longer Bitcoin stays around this 100K, the better. Okay, and these are not my words. If it stays up here and it comes up here and it spends 2, 3, 4 days up here, right? That's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right. If, however, it comes up here and spends, say, like just a day, not even a day up here, and boom, comes down here, that's not a good sign. Now, let's just get rid of these. I want to talk about a pattern, right? And this is economics. This is not Bitcoin pattern. This is just pure economics now, all right? Supply and demand. So don't start thinking I'm drawing any patterns here because of Bitcoin and trading patterns and candles. I am not, all right? It's pure supply and demand. So if this is a point here where people are willing to sell, and right now are people here wanting to buy, as in at this time frame. And in the order book, right, the order book is the only thing that moves prices. The limit orders in the order book placed in it, right? They are the things, there, right, are the ones where how the market moves. But let me start again. There are limit orders in the order book, right? Pre-placed there saying, I will sell my Bitcoin if someone meets this order at this one time for this price, right? And there's no time limit on it. Someone might have said, I'll leave it in there for a day or something, but it's in the order book there. They're just sat at a price, and if someone comes along and says, I will buy that or whatever, then it is removed from the order book, and that order is filled. Now, the only thing, these do not move the market. Limit orders do not move the market in the order book. Only market orders move the order, or move the price. Only market orders move the price. So it needs someone to come along and say, I want to have, let's call it 1 Bitcoin. I want to buy 1 Bitcoin at the market price, which doesn't mean the actual price that is there. It means that here's my money, buy me a Bitcoin, and it will go through the order book at that one price and say, I need someone to sell me a Bitcoin. And if it's say only like 0.1 Bitcoin available at that one price, then it means that that amount of Bitcoin will be filled. It will then move up to the next price or the next limit order in the order book, right? And it could jump up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever, to find the next order in the order book, and then that order will be filled. And it'll ask the question: is my order, the Bitcoin, completely filled? No, it's not, and it'll keep repeating this process until that order is filled. So it means that all of these orders in this order book could be removed and could be filled, and the price just shot up in one go, boom, like that. One order, one market order moved the price all the way up. Okay. Now, when that happens, is that there can also be a limit orders that are ready to sell up here, but the limit orders, they don't suddenly trigger, right? They don't suddenly trigger. They only trigger if there's a market order on the other side of it, right? So if you've got one Bitcoin being sold and it flicks through all those prices, it means that it's filled all of those orders in between, right, to go through. So it means that if you want the price to come down quickly, you need another market order at the top. So if there's any other bots out there placing market orders when the price gets to a certain place, that will then move the order back down again. And if that order book is empty here from limit orders, then the price can move down very, very quickly if there aren't other people with market orders, right? If there's lots of other people with market orders there and then the price, the price of Bitcoin will probably stay the same because other people are placing market orders. So they're checking how many market orders have I got and how many other market orders have I got, and they'll be swapping the Bitcoin backwards and forwards. So but then there are also market makers that are paid on the exchanges to fill those orders at that one time. So, but if the market maker, yeah, this is how this is. I don't really want to get into this. The market makers are there in the background to make sure that they can fill any of these orders at any one time. With that said, I think that Bitcoin will hit 100K. If it just goes along for a whole bunch of days, then that's a good sign for it to go up. And my point was, what I want to say is the shape that we want to see in the price. This is the shape we want to see. We want to see it come up, all right, test it, come out, and then come back down again, right? If it's going to go up, it's going to come up from there. If it's not going to come up, it probably come back down again, something like this to here, right? And then we want to see it come up again. Let's see it come up again and test it. And this is probably going to come back down like this here. And we want to see it come back up again, excuse me, come back up again and down, right? And obviously I'm moving this a long way right now, but then we want to see it come back up again and come down and come back up again and come down, come back up again, come down, come back up again, right? This is a fantastic pattern to see, right? Because it means that the buyers are always pushing the price up. The sellers are keeping the price there, but once those sellers go, where are they gone? They've gone up here, right? They've gone up here. It means that there's no limit orders anymore in this area here. All of the limit orders, all of the people selling, market orders, short, have gone, right? Because all these buyers have just been sucking these prices up and no one's been forcing it up. Basically, there's been lots of sellers and there's always been a buyer on the other side of it. And every now and again, there's a buyer, people want to buy it up, that pushes the price back up again. And then the sellers are happy, pushes it down a little bit, buyers. And there's an equilibrium here. There's a market, there's a decision that says, yes, we're all happy. But the question is who's given up? And this shows that the sellers have given up here. There's still buyers there, but once someone comes in and says, I want a big amount, that's going to push the price up to the place where the sellers are up here. And that's what's going to lift it out of it there. And that's what is going to start another movement, right? This is a movement going up. This is the thing that we want to see. We want to see a long period over 100K, right? Like this. Now, however, if we see it come through and come down and hit here and then come up, hit here, come down, and let's just quickly come like this, like this here. Guess what? It's the opposite. It's the exact opposite that we're going to see. We're going to see that the buyers have gone, right? And in the end, the buyers are down here and say, no, I'm going to buy it down here, ready for it to go back up again. So we should expect to see that come down. So really, we should be expecting it to see come down around about here. Look, this is where there's a little bit of a trend there. If we come and see it touch this line, come back up again, touch this line, it could come down there, touch there, and come up again. That is exactly what we want to see. All right. So, and look out for that everywhere. And when you, that's why I draw these lines, right? I'm looking at the trends of people buying and selling all the time, right? So I come down here, I go back to my Euro one because this is where I've done it the most. Is that I'm always looking. Look, it came down, and it hit this line at 1, 2, and it went through on this one, but came back down again and went back up again. So look, this is a prime example. There were minimal limit orders there, and a market order pushed it all the way through. So there were lots of people buying with market orders, but obviously not many people with limit orders in there. And the price just went straight up to 87 or 88,000, and then come straight back down again because there were no limit orders. It had to have lots of volatility come down. But here you can see lots of people buying and selling at the same time. Look, down here there isn't lots of volume in this area. Here there was lots of volume to push it through, which means there's lots of people that the amount of Bitcoin was large, so it pushed through the order book very quickly. Up here we can see there wasn't huge amount of volume compared to this one, but you come down here, there was hardly any people exchanging Bitcoin here, hardly any people, right? Or sorry, there was not a lot of Bitcoin being traded. There could be an infinite amount of people, but they were all trading small amounts of Bitcoin, all right? And then here again, it's still the volume of Bitcoin is very minimal here. Look, that getting traded, and here again, very small, very small. Okay, very small here. And now we see these peaks coming up, and the peaks are getting bigger, and now we've got lots of volume. So when we see this volume go away, which we are right now, the question is, are we going to get a bigger peak here? Because we've got this trend that there's the storm and then there's the calm, the storm and then there's the calm, the storm and then there's the calm, storm. And the question is, are we going to get this next storm, right? Or is this going to be a red storm? Look, this is predominantly a green storm. Are we going to get this next red storm? All right. And if we see this next green storm, it could be the case. So these are the things that I like looking at. I like looking at the economics part of it rather than just the and this is what my lines are for. These are the boundaries that I see that it possibly could take, right? And I'm expecting that Bitcoin at one stage comes back and meets this line, all right? Because this is more a linear line, right? This is a little bit of a Trump got in type line, and once the price gets sold off and the people are taking profits, this is the realistic part. When does it reach this line again? The further away in the future that it reaches this line, the better. Okay, and when is it going to come and test this line again as well? So really, if it comes here, we should expect it to come back to 67,469 euros, right? We should expect it to come, and that is then 72,000. So if you want to buy Bitcoin right now, buy Bitcoin at 72,000 because it's going to go there, all right? It's going to hit 100k. It probably hit 107k, but it's coming back to 72,000, whether you like it or not. All right, and is it going to come back to uh, 30,000? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think those days have passed. Is it going to come back down to 45,000? Well, it kind of tried right here. It kind of tried, but the buyers were just too much. You know, that was where and this is on 3 days, right? So on one day it went all the way down to 49,000 here. So is it going to come back down to there? Well, we can see this big shoot up here. If it can continue its momentum using this information here, we should see that it should go at least 50%. So we need to see this consolidation, and that's what I was talking about. The longer it goes sideways, the better. The shorter it goes sideways, it's worse. Look, it went up, short, boom, down. Up here, at least it came down, went back up again, and then boom, came down again. All right, it needs to stay a long time in one place to show that it's got stability. We go down to the daily markets here. This is showing it needed really to come up again and to teeter to show it had stability there. All right, and let's go on the 4 hour. I mean, you can see here that if it had gone even further, anyway, examples. This is all speculation. Should you buy Bitcoin? Should you buy Bitcoin right now in large amounts? No. Should you buy Bitcoin? Well, I think it's a good investment. Investment. Does it have a store of value? Does it have any reason or anything good? But I don't know. We'll see in 10 years' time. But am I willing to gamble that I don't want to miss out. All right, I'd much prefer to have some of my money in it and know that I took the gamble, because I don't like being a could have, should have, would have, and I want to be a person. I did, I have, and I will. All right. With that said, thanks very much for watching. My name's David Dawn. See you in another video. Probably won't make another one. Ciao, ciao. Goodbye.